Hi, I'm Rachel Holmes and welcome to the Rachel Holmes Lifestyle Show. How are you? Hope you're all well. Thanks for all the comments. I'm glad that you're all enjoying these interviews. I've got so many more in the can and so many more to do to share this knowledge that can help so many people. So today I'm talking to Kerry Mcclure. Now, Kerry's company, Practical Wellness, delivers just that. Practical wellness. She has a mix of nutritional training, yoga, meditation. She looks at lifestyle, behavior, and packages it all together perfectly for each individual client. I know you're going to get so much out of this interview. So please share it, subscribe to my channel, and here's Kerry. Kerry, it's so tough to see you. How are you?
I'm doing so well. It's so great to see you. I just love this technology where we get to talk across the pond to each other. It's just this fabulous experience.
For you. Very early in the morning for you and mid-afternoon for me. So thank you so much for getting up and speaking to us.
Definitely. My pleasure.
Love to start my interviews with finding out about your journey, your experience, and how you've arrived at where you are today.
Oh, when people ask me that question, I always think about, I'm a student of life. I love everything to do with life, our bodies, how we breathe, what our body does every day, what we put in it, what we get to do every day. So I've grown up with this idea of, oh, I want to learn that. 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 So I started very young with my mom and my nanan in the kitchen learning to cook. So I became a foodie at a really young age, which is really fun. And then I got exposed to yoga at a really young age through my mom, because she was learning yoga to get back into shape after having my baby sister. And then fitness came in school. I loved to play basketball, volleyball, I swam, I was on the tennis team, track team. So I've always had this knowledge kind of percolating of what can I do with this? What can I do with this? So I spent about 25 years in corporate America, to fast forward a little bit. And then in 2006, I had this opportunity to step out of corporate and make my wellness journey full-time. So that was 10 years ago. And so through all of those years of education, certification, re-education, recertification, more education, more certification, I built this plethora of great resources. And now I'm like, what am I going to do with this? So I packaged it into this holistic wellness offering where I work with clients on nutrition, on fitness, on yoga, meditation, mindfulness, breath work. Because what I found over the years in my own life journey and in working with clients, it's not any one thing that's going to fix the boat. It's a combination of things. And the interesting thing is that depending on the client, that's going to come together in a different way. So I decided to create this essence of claiming your vibrant life, because I'm now blessed to be 56 years old, which I feel so excited about, and I feel as energetic, if not more energetic, than I did when I was in my 40s, and when I was in my 30s, and when I was in my 20s. And I started seeing people around me that as they were coming into these different decades of life, whatever the decade is for them, that they're like, I don't feel well, I'm getting old, or I'm aching, it must be old age, or this is happening because of, and I'm thinking to myself, no, it doesn't have to be that way. It's really about finding your vibrancy, claiming it, and moving forward in your life. And so as I work with people, either through a class setting in my classes I teach, or in an individual setting, or in a speaking setting, it's always about providing tools that are sustainable, that are doable, that are individual, that it's not something else to put on your to-do list, because we all have to-do lists that are really, really long, and the last thing anybody wants to hear is, well, now you have to start doing this. So I come from a place of abundance rather than lack. And that's the other thing I like to bring into my own life is, here's all the things I can do. You know, movement is not an event, it's a lifestyle. So how do you fit that into your day where it's like, oh, I have to go to the gym? And I've been a gym rat from day one. I mean, I've had a gym membership my whole adult life, but I can't always get to the gym. And I used to think, oh, I didn't get to the gym, bummer. But now if I don't get to the gym, I go out for a walk or do something at home, or I find other ways to bring it in. So I kind of cultivated this belief over the years of abundance, of claiming your vibrant life, of what goes in shows up, being inspired, being individual, feeling like you are part of something rather than a lack. You know, it's all about health gain rather than weight loss. If people come to me, they want weight loss, and I always come to them, back to them and say, we don't focus on that. That might be a side benefit of what we're doing, but the main thing is we are getting your health, you're claiming your vibrant life, you know, more energy, a clear, focused mind, and a long, healthy life. That's really what I want for everyone. So that's kind of my story in a nutshell. A lot of it was, you know, my early years of learning it from my grandparents and my mom and dad, and then it was the education, and then it was my own life experience. And it's like, okay, now how do I bring this all together and share?
I love that. I love health gain, not weight loss. That is brilliant. Well done. Love it. So for anybody watching, what kind of client do you work with, Kerry? Is it mainly females in their 30s, 40s, 50s and beyond? Is it people that are trying to do everything? I'm seeing a lot of in the UK here, people who are trying to be healthy, trying to do their fitness, trying, but don't seem to be getting the results that they want for such a myriad of reasons. It could be sleep, it could be stress, it could be hormonal. There's so much that makes up vibrant health. So for somebody, where do you start, Kerry? Where would you start with somebody?
So my clients are both male and female. Typically, it's in their 40s, and then moving from there. 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. And for many, they've had a health scare. Okay. They've gone to the doctors, they have received their blood work, or a doctor has come back and said, if we don't get this in check, we need to put you on medication. And they're coming and saying, but I don't want to be on medication. Or what's my alternative? And then I do a health history, and I do a lifestyle history, put those two things together, and then we work together to work out the plan. The really interesting thing about the way that I work with my clients is that when I ask them to fill out all of this paperwork, they start seeing things for themselves. Yeah. They're like, whoa, I had no idea I wasn't drinking enough water, or I didn't realize I was drinking that much wine, or wow, I'm really not getting as much movement as what I thought I was getting. It's the light bulbs start to come on for themselves. And I feel like I'm here as a catalyst. I'm not here to tell them what to do. I'm here to give them tools. And then together we put the plan in motion. And then we track that for a period of time. And then we make adjustments along the way for things that are not quite working and what are working. And then they're off on their own. So I'll give you an example. I had a gentleman who was in his 50s, and he went to his doctor for his checkup, and his cardiologist wanted to put him on medication and pre-diabetes medication based upon the results he got back. He's like, I don't want to do that. So he comes to me and he says, I know you do fitness, I know you do yoga, I know you do nutrition. I don't know too many people that do all of that, but I feel like it's a combination of this that we need to work together on. I said, yes, we can work together. So we worked together for about 6 months. He went back to his doctor, reran the numbers, doesn't have to be on cardiac medication, doesn't have to be on pre-diabetic medication. In fact, the doctor said, I have never seen anybody reduce numbers so much without the use of medication. So that was a huge reinforcement to me to say that in many cases, if not most cases, not all, obviously, there's going to be some that do need that intervention. But for many people, it's a lifestyle change. But people don't know where to start. So I start with their history, is what I start with. And then I start with their current lifestyle habits. And then we blend those together and we start to see, oh, well, if we started eating breakfast or if we added in more water. And we're not talking about huge changes here. We're talking about very small, doable, sustainable, individual changes that people start incorporating in without putting it on their to-do list.
Yeah, I love that. I think we were chatting earlier online, and that's such a big one for people. They may go to the GP or the doctors and they get some results that aren't particularly, make them feel particularly well or happy, quite surprising results. And the doctor always does want to put them on medication. And it takes a very strong person to say, you know, I'm not going to go on these medications. I'm going to look at my nutrition and look at my health first. And then let's see what I can do on my own. And I think that's such a big mountain for people to climb. And it's quite a scary mountain, especially in the UK. You know, everybody believes everything that the doctor says is right and is true. And, you know, most people wouldn't ever question it. So that's such a big start now that people are beginning to question that they don't need to go on these long-term medication, because, as we all know, once they're on them, it's very, very difficult to come off, and the side effects can be huge. Is that really changing now in the US? Are people kind of seeing that change?
We have an opportunity here in the US where people have alternatives that they can go to. So alternative medicine, functional medicine is becoming a big focus. And the Western medicine or allopathic medicine still has a very valuable place, which we love. You know, they're very, very good at acute care. And I think doctors are fantastic from a perspective of they want to help people, but they don't always have the tools. And so I feel like it's this collaborative effort that comes together, that there's more and more doctors now referring patients to nutritionists, to physical therapists, to chiropractors, to fitness instructors, to yoga. And so there's becoming a collaborative, it takes a village. You know, it's now opening up and saying, oh, you might want to see this person. I can help you with this. You might want to see this person or incorporate this. So there's more of an offering out there. And I think doctors are reaching out more and more to people in the alternative, and alternative people are working more and more with doctors, so that there's more of a collaborative healing of the patient that's coming to the doctor. So what I try to find with everybody that I work with professionally or as a client is, what's the best thing that we can pull out of all of this that serves the client that's sitting in front of me? Whether it's an allopathic Western doctor, whether it's an alternative doctor, or a chiropractor, a nutritionist, a fitness person, a yoga person, where are all of the tools that are needed? Because in some cases, like someone who suffered a heart attack, they may for the short term have to be on medication just to stabilize their bodies, get their feet underneath them again, and get them back out into the world. But then how do we taper them off of that so it doesn't become, like you say, a lifelong medication, and get them back into their healthy, vibrant lifestyle? So for me, I believe in my small part of the universe that there's more of a collaborative opportunity. And that's how I like to work with my clients, and that's how I like to work with the professional people that are in this arena.
Love that. And then, Kerry, you're a yoga practitioner, yoga instructor. So talk to me about how you include yoga and meditation in your clients' journey. Where does it fit in?
It fits in the first thing I ask people to think about when they get up in the morning is to take a few deep breaths. So when the alarm goes off in the morning, a lot of times people just jump out of bed and get on with their day. And what I invite people to do, and it's always an invitation rather than you will start doing this. It's like I invite you to, when the alarm goes off, to not jump out of bed, to take a few minutes to lay there, a couple minutes, breathe, and take an internal inventory of how are you feeling today. And then get up and then maybe do a few stretches that I share with them based upon what their ability is and what they are interested in doing. And that gets their day going. Now they've done some yoga and they've done some breath work. And they haven't had to go to a class to do it. They haven't had to take 20 minutes to a half an hour to do it. It's 5 minutes or less in many cases. But doing that sets the tone and sends a message to the body that says, this feels really good. I want to do this some more. And then they find, like at lunch break, they go take a walk and they breathe and they stretch. And then mid-afternoon, I do this office yoga routine with people where I take them through a series of movements that they can do right at their desk. And so it's incorporating it throughout your day rather than saying I have to go to a 60 or 90-minute yoga class. These are things that you can incorporate in throughout your day, which I love. And I'm the same way. I mean, there's not, even though I teach, I still don't always have time for my own practice as long as I would like it to be. So I fit it in throughout the day rather than thinking I have to do it all in one chunk of time. So starting the day with some breath work and some mindfulness of checking in, how's my body feeling today? And then starting your day has an enormous impact on how your day shows up for you.
I love that. That's fantastic. And do all your clients, are they receptive to that?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And the main reason why they are is because they don't realize that it's that, and I don't mean it this way, but I have another word right now. It's they didn't realize it was that simple.
Yeah.
And what I say, it's not about being simple, it's about being accessible. And it's about being doable, and it's about being practical. I named my business Kerry Mcclure Practical Wellness specifically because if it's not practical, you're not going to do it. And practical means different things for different people. So in my own life, very full life, I look at my life and I think, okay, well, today's not going to happen at the gym, but I can take 10 minutes here and I can do this and I can feel really great. And have it be part of my day rather than something I have to go do.
And do you take the same approach with nutrition? Is it, would you be with someone who needs to overhaul their nutrition? Would it be, small steps, changing things slowly, just maybe making one change every week? Or are you more, here's the diet sheet and let's go for it? I know what you're going to answer me. Here's the diet sheet and we're going to go for it. How do you steer your clients for the long haul?
I go for the low-hanging fruit. Mm-hmm. I go for what's the most accessible. So if it's drinking more water, if it's eating breakfast, sometimes I'll start with a client and I'll start at the beginning of the day and we'll just start gradually moving through the day over the weeks. Other clients, I'll say, where is your biggest challenge? Is it breakfast? Is it lunch? Is it dinner? And then start there. Other clients want to start with, what are all of the foods that I should kind of steer away from? Other clients will be like, can you just give me the plan? And I'll follow the plan. So I can lay it out in many different ways because they're all different personalities coming to me and they all want different things. Like the guys tend to be more, tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. Tell me what to do and I'll do it. Whereas my female clients are more like, I have time to do this. I'm willing to do this. I need to do this. How can I do this? So they're more questioning, interested, whereas the guys are like, just tell me what to do and I'll go do it. Yeah. Kind of thing. So it's really different for each client.
And how long does a client stay with you, Kerry? Do they, at one time everybody wanted a fast fix, 4 weeks to fat loss and all this kind of thing. But, You know, we now know that it takes much longer time to have really long-term sustainable results. So how long would somebody stay with you for, Kerry?
Yep. Usually they're with me for about 3 months.
Okay.
I have some clients that have been with me for years. Again, it just depends on their temperament. You know, some people like the hand holding, they like the accountability, they like to have somebody to talk to every week and check in. And then there's other clients that are like, I just want to check in with you once a month. So I have my questions and what do you think about this and how can I incorporate this? So it's usually 3 months is usually the minimum, but it can go on for much longer depending on their temperament and how they like to be, have somebody else involved in what they're doing.
And what's your vision? What's your vision for practical wellness going forward? Where do you want to take this exciting venture?
My goal or my vision or my mission, my passion is to spread the power of wellness to audiences everywhere. I think the more we all get out there with our gifts in the world, no matter what that gift is, we need to express it, and we need to have ways to be able to express it, like with what we're doing here and having a chat together and having our thoughts expressed. And then people will resonate with you and some people won't resonate. And I find that to be awesome because in the end, what we want is for people to be well. Like many times people come to me and say, well, which gym should I go to? Which studio should I go to? What should I do? And so I sit down and I say, okay, what's your budget? What's your time allowance? What types of things do you like to do? How far are you willing to drive? And what kind of temperament do you like to be with? And they're like, oh, I hadn't really thought about that, you know? And so it helps to kind of narrow down what it is that really resonates. And so, you know, for me, it's really finding every platform possible to be able to help people live full lives rather than busy lives.
Yeah.
That was my big thing. So a really quick story as we start to wrap up. Every New Year's, I have this personal ritual where I let go of a word that no longer serves me. So I sit with myself and I meditate on that. You know, what's the word that's been kind of hanging around me all year and not really serving? So this year for 2016, the word is busy. Like, how are you? I'm busy. How's your day? I'm busy. So I started thinking about that. I'm like, well, what does busy really mean? You know? And it's, you know, to me, busy is like all the mundane things we have to do, the routine things, not enough energy, lack. To me, busy sends out all these connotations of not good things. So I thought, you know, I'm going to let go of the word busy and I'm going to include the word full instead. So when somebody says, well, how's your day? My life is full. And it brings up this abundance, this vibrancy, this, I get to take my kids to school. I get to go work out. I get to have a great lunch. I get to do the work I get to do. I get to have these meetings that I get to have with people. And it becomes this more about energy rather than, oh, I'm busy, I got to do all these things. It's like, my life is full. And when I say that now to people, in fact, most people in our town now, when I ask them how they are, my life is full, my day is full. And you know what that does? What it does is it stops people in their tracks and say, well, tell me about that. And it gives you a chance to connect with people on a little bit deeper level so that when you move through your day, you're moving through your day in such a more lighthearted, connected kind of way because you've kind of checked in with this person. Well, tell me a little bit about that. And they're like, oh, I have a great day. So yeah, now when I see my friends and people in town, my day is very full.
It's like a mantra. My day is full. Brilliant.
That's right.
Have you any other great tips like that you can share? That's an definitely love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's all about you flipping it around and saying, what do I get a chance to do? Yeah. Rather than what I tell, especially my fitness and my yoga people, because they'll come in with the aches and the pains and the old injuries and I can't do this and I can't do that. So the other word I got rid of was the word modification. Modification means I can't do it like everybody else does it. So I replaced that word with the word option. These are all your options for today. And I always put that in for today because every day is not the same as the day before. Your body is not going to respond. Maybe you ate something, maybe you drank too much, maybe you're dehydrated, maybe you didn't sleep enough, maybe you're emotional because of life events, maybe something traumatic has happened. Every day your body responds differently. Mm-hmm. So I got rid of the word modification, and now I have literally 8-year-olds to 80-year-olds in my same yoga class practicing at the same time. Wow. Because they know that they get to be in their own bodies on their own mat, doing their own thing that resonates with their bodies. Love it. And they don't feel like, oh, I don't look like that person over there, and I can't do what they're doing over there, but this option for me works today. And so that's another great tip to take forward is that it's all about life options and abundance rather than modifications and things that you, quote, can't do.
I love that. Kerry, if anybody wants to find out more about what you're doing and your website, where can they find you?
There's 3 places. You can go to my website, kerrymcclure.com, and there's a place where you can opt into my list, and then that way you can stay connected that way. Mm-hmm. You can go out to Facebook, Kerry Mcclure Practical Wellness, and find me there. And you can also find me on LinkedIn.
Okay, cool.
And all of those platforms will show you where I'm at, either teaching or when my next program is going to be offered, or when my next products are coming out. So that's a really great way to be able to stay connected.
Have you got anything coming up very soon? Any new products or programs or anything?
Book I'm co-writing with a colleague of mine coming out around the end of the year on meditation.
Oh, fantastic.
So yes, so that will be published on my website, and also I'll be notifying people through Facebook and through LinkedIn, and so there'll be so look out for that.
Yeah. Posted, because meditation is just really gaining so much ground over here now in the UK. You know,
I love it.
Finding out, wants to know more information and how they can do it, and if they need to sit cross-legged in lotus and have a special pillow, or can they just do it in the house? So I'm sure your book will answer all that. Yeah, great.
Yeah, yep. So look out for that. Yeah, and it's all about what we can do. So yeah, it's like being at home, sitting for 5 minutes. That's a meditation. Going out, taking a walk in nature. That's a meditation. Yeah, being in the moment. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kerry. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so very much. Yeah. Thank you so much. Take good care. Bye-bye.